Live streaming is on.
Okay, hi everyone, and welcome to this conversation I'm about to have with a band that is changing the game of underground music. They are Divide and Dissolve, and they have this new record called Gaslit that I have right here with me, and out with Invader Records, and I personally really love it. So thank you so much, Taki and Sylvie, for your time and for being here with me.
Thank
Thank you
you
so much
so
for
much for
having
having us.
us.
So I'd like to start from the beginning, and I'm very curious about how you guys met and why you started this project in the first place.
Um, we don't have like an exciting meeting story at all, but basically we met through our mutual friend Jana, who is this incredible artist um, based in Western Australia, and we met probably 6 years ago now. And Jana just knew that we had to meet. They lived with Takia for a while, and then they lived with me, and they talk to me about Takia all the time. They're always telling me funny stories about you, Takia, and they knew that we would vibe, and that also that we both played music, and that we were both really really um, obsessed with playing music. And
Okay,
so yeah, they said we had to meet, and like when we met, we just hit it off and started playing music together straight away.
so you
Um,
started the project right away, like you just first met and then you started like Divide and Dissolve.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, I mean, Takia, you have like Black and Cherokee heritage, and why Sylvie, you have Maori heritage. Um, do you think that the experience of being indigenous, like in a world shaped by colonialism, is the key of this project?
Definitely. It ties us together. Like we have this like amazing bond with one another, and we just like get to like definitely like be with like nature and like the earth, and like be respectful towards that, and like consider our
Yeah,
indigeneity together. It's been like an amazing bond that's like undescribable kind of.
yeah. I mean, definitely.
I
I
feel
mean,
like part of like our connection with each other, um, and like the strength of our connection, especially as like a band with only two people. We have this like
yeah.
particular way of connecting. Um, and it definitely means our music sounds the way it sounds, because we are so like connected to one another, and to like the earth.
Yeah, I mean, and also like all your background and your heritage is like, I think it's like one of the most important things about Divide and Dissolve. So, and I think like we need a band like you during these dark times that we are living in. And I don't know, I like it because I like you because you are always upfront on so many topics that are very important to me and I believe to many, many other people. How do you personally feel about what is going on in the world right now?
um I think I feel like devastated daily. Like I feel it constantly, like it's really intense. But I also feel really focused on continuing to fight like the violence that's inflicted upon people, and also continuing to like be supportive of other people who are fighting violence and oppression, and
Yeah, I
I
think it's
just
also
feel it's really important to keep up, to like do things that help you not burn out, and but just to keep on going.
yeah. I don't know. Takia, are you still there? Because I can.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, okay, cool. Because I can see you like a bit frozen right now, but maybe it's like it's my connection. Yeah, I mean, I think that all this topic kind of come from Gaslit. Why did you guys decided like to go for this title specifically?
Because people continue to have these like, experiences
Mm-hmm.
that are really harmful, and then people continue to say that that didn't happen or it doesn't exist.
Okay.
And we wanted to like open a space where people could have their experiences, and then that they could be like validated that they exist, because like that's a huge part of like the like, systemic inadequacies that continue to like perpetuate like genocide and colonization, and just like people's like feeling entitled to other people.
Yeah.
And that has to change. So that's like one of the reasons why we called it Gaslit.
Yeah, I mean, your 2017 debut Basic features such songs titled as Black Power, and while 2018's Abomination follow with songs like Resistance, and now in Gaslit we have songs like Far From Ideal and Prove It and Denial. What do you intend to evoke with your music?
We want to evoke communication and conversation, and like ultimately like change.
Yeah.
Like bring into existence something that someone didn't think was possible. Like someone being respectful of someone else's experience. And like when someone tells us like, oh hey, I had a conversation with like my family member, and I didn't think they were open to like not being racist, but actually like we had a really great talk about it. That's what's like, that's just like a dream for us. Like people like having conversations with their loved ones and like creating this like change. And that has to be possible through music. And it just feels like it's always like a process. Like you'll see with like our albums, like we're just like weaving together the story with one another and with our ancestors and like with the people, because like we're all connected and we're like not doing this by ourselves at all.
Yeah, I mean, I think like raising awareness these days is really, really important. That's why I'm really happy that we have you and that this project actually exists, because it's like I don't know, it's the proof that we can actually change things if we listen and we learn. And I'm actually learning like a lot like during these days, and I really want to thank you like for your contributions with music and messages, because you are very active also like on Instagram and on social, and I think it's really, really important to have like people like you to actually like help us all to understand what is actually going on right now. I have a question. Like your music is very ideologically motivated. Considering that your songs don't have any lyrics, how do you express this view, this point of view in your music?
Through like heaviness. and
I mean, because you're
beauty.
pissed. It's obvious. Like,
definitely
And-
through
and most-
heaviness and but through beauty too, and like manipulating people's experience of space and time.
Yeah.
And most communication is nonverbal. So that's the majority of everyone's experience, nonverbal communication. So if that's the majority of everyone's experience, then it would be in line with the experience of our band. We don't
Yeah.
need words to communicate like in our songs necessarily, but we could, but we can also get our points across like Sylvie was saying.
Yeah, I mean, I totally understand. It's like also like you are known for not being heavy metal fans at all. Where does this desire to play heavy music come from?
I do like some metal. I like metal.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm definitely the one who's like, I don't listen to metal at all.
What do you listen to? Like, give us some advice.
Oh my God. You know, I find music extremely like stimulating,
Yeah.
and I don't really like listening to it that much. But I was really into listening to Moses Sumney.
Okay. Yeah. And someone else, like, because for example, sometimes I'm like, I listen to a lot of different genres. I don't care, you know. It's like it's not because I listen to metal that I only listen to metal. And I think that if we have like an open view, like the big picture or what is going on, it's better, you know. It can open like so, I don't know, doors that you didn't know it was possible to open. Like you can have new ideas and new point of views. So I think it's like if you're not an heavy metal fan but you play heavy metal, I think it's also cool, you know, because you can bring, like, I mean, seriously, you can bring a different perspective to what it actually means heaviness or playing heavy music, you know, because I don't know, I read that this your desire to play heaviness is like heavy music, it comes from your ancestors because you wanted to actually, I don't know, talk about it in a very not in a different way, like in a different way to communicate it, like without words. Is that right?
Absolutely. 100%. Like we're extremely heavy. Not only are we
That's
heavy,
true.
we're inherently heavy.
Yeah.
I don't need to listen to metal to be heavy. It's just like it's not like where the heaviness is coming from.
Yeah.
And when Sylvia and I sit down with each other, it just comes out really heavy. Like it doesn't matter what we listen to.
Yeah.
It's just gonna sound heavier and heavier and heavier. I'm kind of like, okay, where is this going? Like it's gonna keep on being heavy. And we're just gonna be really loud and like really intense. And that's just what we have between each other. And it feels amazing. Like I'm like, this is what we're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
This is what feels like amazing and what feels like right for us. And I feel so honored that we get to like respect our ancestors and also play like super heavy music. I'm like, life is heavy. Everything out there's so much going on that's so intense. Like we are reflecting that and talking about it, and the music just sounds how it needs to sound.
Yeah.
And
feel
I really
it's also-
like resonate.
Sorry.
Oh no, you finished, Takia, sorry.
Oh no, I'm sorry. No, I'm just saying I really resonate with it.
I was just gonna say I love that Ruben Nielsen, who produced our record Gaslit, is also not a metal artist, and that he was such a big part of how Gaslit sounds. Like I feel like Gaslit is probably our heaviest sounding record, and I love that Ruben produced it as well. He just is not a metal artist at all. So yeah, we don't need to love metal to make it.
That's
make our
100%
music
true.
heavy.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes I just like when I go to when I used to go to shows before all this like pandemic thing. Yeah, I loved also like the sensation, you know, of being like close to the amps and
Yeah.
feeling it like here in my chest, you know. It's also like I like that about heavy music. Not also like the chords or the lyrics or whatever it is, but also like just like the sensation, like the bass, everything that is, I don't know, what the body can feel. It's also like very important. Like, so you are right. You don't need to be like a metal fans to love like and to play heavy music. Who cares, you know? So I really like.
You to come to our show. I can't wait to play for you because like that's what we do. Like
Yeah.
we create the feeling. Like yeah.
Can't wait to see you guys live. Honestly, comes to Europe like as soon as you can. Like,
we want to play too, and we want to like be a part of that feeling that you're talking about.
yeah,
It's
Um,
crucial.
yeah, it is. And how is like talking about the pandemic and everything that is going on right now? How is like being in two different countries? Because like Sivi, you are in Australia right now, and Takia, you are in the United States. How is like your life as a band like right now, and how was it like in the past year?
It feels hard.
I
it
miss
feels
Sylvie
hard to
so
be on-
much.
Yeah. It's really not playing music together and not like sharing space together. Yeah. It's probably been like
Yeah.
one of the more challenging parts of like aspects of the pandemic for me.
Yeah, I mean, but are you guys able to do some kind of rehearsal? Like, are you playing music like by your own, or everything is just like frozen right now, and then you will start again when it will be possible to travel again?
I feel like we're doing the part of our writing process, which is like the dream part of our process, which is like a huge part of us like creating together. But it's been awful for me, like
Yeah.
not getting to hang out with Sylvie. Like, I guess some people in bands don't get along, but we actually just really love hanging out with each other. And we do really get along. And I'm just like, this sucks. Like, my plane ticket got canceled going back to Australia.
Okay.
And it kept on getting canceled and canceled and canceled. And then I just got like a refund. And I was like, oh my God, I'm stuck here.
When was this? Like last year?
Yeah, like when we went on tour. And I was like, oh, I'll be right back, Sylvie. See you soon. Like, I just need to hang out. Like, I need to go like see my parents and like all this stuff.
Yeah.
And then boom, like the pandemic, I was like, oh my God. But it's going to be so fun, like hanging out with each other again and like writing music together. And yeah, this is not cool.
This is not good at all. No. But I don't know. Come to visit me in Berlin when it will be possible. Okay, so we can like just spend some time together, and you can play, and I can finally like see you, and feel like that heaviness that we were talking about like earlier.
Yeah, we love Berlin. It's so fun there.
Amazing. So.
We're there.
Talking about the records and your projects, there is a quote by Thatcher Urlich, or Urlich, I don't know how is like the right pronunciation, that I really like, that says like, well-behaved women seldom make history. When I listen to Gaslit, it always comes to my mind. In a society where gender inequality is a fact, is 100% a fact, what do you think is necessary to do to empower women?
I think it's like utterly necessary to be supportive and love and like protect when necessary trans women.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think about like how people don't get to be women when they are women, and how society is so violent towards like femme identity
Yeah.
and womanhood. So I think we need to like change how trans women are being murdered and like have a life expectancy of like 30 or 35. Like it's despicable, like this genocide against trans people and trans women in particular. So that has to change. We can't have like a discussion about like women without like addressing like the transphobia and the violence and the hatred and death.
Yeah. 100%. I mean, it's I don't know what to say, like, because it makes me so pissed at this like a particular topic. Also, like, considering that, for example, metal and rock and roll originally come from African American musical traditions, is there a political value to reclaiming it from the white male image that is currently associated with?
I mean, definitely. I think having conversations around like ethnomusicology is really important, and how Black people definitely like have had all these extreme contributions to like the creation of this like genre of music, and then don't receive the recognition for it, and how it's like basically I think about this thing, but whatever. I'll be like, oh, I'm in a band. Someone will be like, what do you do? I'm like, oh, I play music. They're like, oh, you play jazz? And I was like, absolutely not.
Yeah.
I'm in a metal band. They're like, oh, you sing? I'm like, actually, I play guitar. Like, what are you talking about? Like, there's all these like misconceptions about like what like my body should be doing in these spaces. Like Sylvie and I will walk into a venue
Yeah.
and they'll think Sylvie's in the band and they won't think I'm in the band, and I'm just like, oh my god, like y'all are, there's so much work that has to be done, and things are so intense still. And I don't focus on this because that's like meaningless for me.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel productive, but there's definitely like some things that need to change on a systemic level in order for like Black people to like be in the music world, let alone like the metal community, in a way that feels sustainable. But like actually we've made like really great friends in the metal community, to like just to like reel that in, like all of our friends in the metal community are awesome and like super
Cool.
supportive, and like we generally just like go on tour with people who want us to be there and are who like us as people and like our music. And it has been like such a blessing to like meet all these amazing like people in like the metal community who have been amazing. Like there's just like tons of amazing people in the metal community, and I can't wait to meet more amazing people in the metal community. And I'll never like be able to like be like, oh yeah, there's no racism here, but I will be able to like confidently say that like there's amazing people that I continue to meet that like defy that like expectation of the metal community just being like a bunch of white bros, like horrible. Like actually I'm like, oh my god, that man picked up my amp, I love him. Like that's kind of like, oh my god, that was some really cute headbanging right there. Okay, cute. Oh my god, that was a really nice voice, like nice like growl there. It's like, it's all comical. Like, I have like a sense of humor about it. And also, it's so fun when like we play with some like metal bros and they just look at Sylvia and I and they have these expectations.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, we're louder and heavier than you and you know it. Go away. Like, I just don't care.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Like, I just am like, yeah. Okay, you think you know what's going on, but like, we can't like judge people based on appearances. It never works.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, it rarely works. You can do it, and then your mind is just gonna keep on being blown every time. So that's how I feel about like the being like Black and like Indigenous in these like spaces, because it's like, it's sometimes totally fine and sometimes not, and like it's unpredictable.
Yeah.
But there are like really good people out there, and that's the focus.
I mean, you mentioned like the metal community a lot, and we can say that the metal scene, metal community is not always super open. What do you think we can all? How do you think we can all be more inclusive?
I would say by paying people the same amount of money, like giving like people of color better opportunities, like billing, like making, like people of color be like the lining act and everything, and just interacting in the music industry in a way that's like different, and like, being more inclusive in like a real way that's like not tokenizing. But like, also there just like needs to be like so much like systemic change in general. Like, there's so much like dehumanization that happens like in the like music industry in general, and like, a lot of change has to happen, but for now it's just like us trying to like treat each other better, and hopefully that can happen.
Sibi, do you want to add something?
Yeah, I just think like that I wish people would feel more like confident to just like not book white supremacists, like known white supremacist bands, because like that would just be really cool if like rather than, I mean, like, being inclusive, but also like getting rid of some people from the community.
I like
it. And who are like the real things for everyone. Just get rid of them. Stop booking them. Stop giving them that money.
Yeah, 100%. Cool. Yeah. Okay, guys, that was like my last question. Please listen to this record because it's really, really, really good. And thank you so much, Sibi and Takia. And follow Divide and Dissolve and listen to their music because it's great. Thank you so much, guys. Talk soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.